Namaste everyone. Today we're going to work a little bit on opening up our hip area and opening up the heart. That's my favorite area to work on, so here we go. I'm going to break things down for you a little bit so that you can really feel deeper into what you're working on. Why are we even working on this in the first place? So let's start here at the front of the mat. Open your feet to about hips distance apart. We're just gonna find kind of a soft, groovy moment here. I love to bring in a sense of flow into my sequence. And I really feel that when we flow, when we connect to that spinal movement, when we connect into the flow, then our body wants to open a lot more. And that's part of being here in the second chakra and the hips, that we connect to that fluidity. And with that fluidity, then the heart will expand even more. So as we're standing here, soften the knees a little bit. Let's tuck the pelvis in, coming into a neutral pelvis here. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and bringing the hands out to the side. All right, let's take a big breath in. Open the mouth, let it out. Do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, I'm bringing my hands up to the sky, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward folding here, bringing my hands back down to the earth. On the inhale, lifting the chest, having this flat back to open up the shoulders here, extend in the hamstrings, and then we release back down to the ground. Stepping now that right foot back towards the ground. We're going to start by opening up the hips here. So bringing that front knee into a 90-degree angle here. On an inhale, lift up onto the quad. Lift up onto that thigh, making sure that there's balance here. Now, if you don't have that balance, walk that front foot out to the side a little bit, like you're on train tracks. Then bringing the hands up to the sky, engaging the foot in the front here as we start to open up that right hip now. With the hands here, I want to raise that right hand in front, reaching forward like there's a yummy ice cream in front of you. And that will help to straighten the hips here, tucking that pelvis back into a neutral space. Raise that right arm back to the sky. Grab onto the right wrist now with the left hand. And we're going to pull that right wrist as we try to land that right foot down onto the ground. Reaching over to the right a little bit, and if you want a slight little back bend, really stretching into that front hip flexor there. Breathing here. On an inhale, raising up a little bit. On an exhale, deepening in. Inhale, raising. Exhale, deepening. One more little flow here. Inhale, raising. Exhale, deepening. Really nice. On the next exhale, bring that right hand back. On that next exhale, bring both hands back to the ground. We're going to step that right foot to meet that left foot again. Inhaling, raising that back. Exhaling, dropping the spine down towards the ground again. Inhale, bring both hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring that energy back into the heart. Now we're gathering this energy into our heart. We're starting to build up a little bit of fire here, and we're connecting into the hip area. Find that fluidity of movement. All right, let's do the other side now. So inhale, bring the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring that energy back down to the ground. Inhale, lift that energy up. Exhale, drop that energy back to the ground, stepping that left foot back now to the back of the mat. Inhale, bring the hands up onto the thigh. Find that balance. And when we're ready, on the inhale, raising the hands up to the sky. Reach that left hand forward, squaring the hips. And reach it on back up. Grab onto that left wrist now as we bend over to the left a little bit and slight little back bend. Inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sink. I know it's starting to hurt. Inhale, up. Exhale, hold that strength. Feel that stretch in your left hip flexor. And exhale, bring both hands back down. Step that left foot forward. Inhale, raising halfway here. Exhale, drop that energy. Bend the knees slightly. Let yourself relax here as you soften the front side of the legs. Start to lift the hips up now, engaging your hamstrings here. Keeping that strong back, we're going to inhale, bring the hands up to the sky, reach to the sky, pull that energy from the sky all the way down back into your heart. Very nice. So let's continue to come into our peak pose here. So inhale, raise the hands up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bring that energy to the earth. Draw that energy from the earth halfway up your body. Exhale, drop that hand down. Step that right foot back now. This time we're going to drop that right knee onto the ground. Inhale, lifting up the arms. Exhale, let's cactus those arms to open up the heart here. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, drop the hands back to the ground. Inhale, coming into a twist, we'll raise that energy from the ground up to the sky. Pull the energy from the sky back down to the earth. Inhale, bring the hands back up to the sky. And now open up the chest to receive energy into the heart. Let's do that round one more time. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, drop the hands down. Inhale, raise that left hand to the sky. Open the chest again. Exhale, drop the hand down. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, drop the hands down. Let's step that right foot back up. Halfway lift here. Exhale, bring that energy back to the ground. Release the back. Inhale, bring the arms to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's come and do the other side now. What do you say? Inhale, open up the arms. Swoop that energy to the sky. Exhale, bring that energy all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, lift that energy, giving yourself that lift as you drop the hands, step that left foot back, drop that left knee onto the ground now. Inhale, raise the arms up to the sky. We're going to receive that love. So open up the arms on an exhale, cactus here. Inhale, bring the hands back up. Exhale, drop the hands back down. Inhale, open up the right arm now to the sky. We're going to really open the chest here, finding that twist in the body, extending in that spine, twisting a little bit further. Inhale here. Exhale, drop that hand down. Inhale, raise the hands back up, keeping those square hips, lifting out of your hip crease right here, creating strength in the legs. And then exhale, opening up the heart. Cactus those arms, raise the shoulders, lift the chin up, creating space in your chest. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, drop the hands down. Inhale, lifting the right arm. Exhale, bringing the right arm down. Inhale, raising the arms again. Exhale, open up the chest. One more fluid round here. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, raise the right hand up. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Inhale, raise the hands up. Cactus those arms, open that chest. And let's come back, hands down. Step that left foot forward. Inhale, raising the chest halfway. Release any tension in our hamstrings by folding forward. Releasing that lower back now as we're doing these slight little back bends. Inhale, bring the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring the energy back to the heart, back to your center. Now we're going to come in and do a little bit deeper into our final flow. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bring that energy back to the ground. Inhale, lift that energy slightly. Exhale, plant the hands, step that right foot back, drop that right knee down. Inhale, we're gonna reach that left hand forward, circle it over behind, opening up that chest, and then raising the right foot as you go hold onto your right foot. Now, if you don't have the ability to hold and you don't have that flexibility, you can go ahead and grab a strap and wrap it around your foot and slowly start to bring that right foot in. And now we're opening up in that front right hip flexor, and we're opening up in that heart and chest again. Lifting out of the heart, opening and twisting. Lifting on that inhale, opening on that exhale. One more breath here. And on the next exhale, we're releasing our right foot, circling that left arm back overhead, coming back to center here. Tuck the toe, inhale, lift the right leg. Let's do a little bit of a counter pose here. So we're just gonna lean into this pyramid, straighten the hips here. So you can just play around with the hips a little bit as we start to release on the hamstring here, on the hip flexor here, and our low back here. So just bending over that left leg. Inhale, lifting up halfway, bend that left knee, and we're going to step that right foot forward, lifting halfway. Exhale, drop your energy, allow yourself to fold over yourself. And inhale, bring the hands up back to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Well, luckily and unluckily for some, we have two sides, so we're gonna work on the other one now. Inhale, bring the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step that left foot back. Drop that left knee onto the ground. I'm going to do the same thing as we did in our crescent lunge here. So we're going to stabilize our pelvis here into neutral position. Lift up out of that hip crease. Extend into that front left hip flexor. Bring that right hand down. I'm going to open up the chest just like we did earlier, rainbowing that right arm around, lifting now the left foot and grabbing onto that left foot. If you can't grab onto your left foot, you're welcome to bring a strap around or a t-shirt or just energetically grab your left foot there and slowly start to pull that in as you open up the chest here. So I'm going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist over a little bit deeper. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting, creating space in that hip flexor, in our heart, in our chest with our twist. Very well done here. Inhale and exhale, release that left foot down nice and slow as we rainbow that right arm back to center here. Coming into our counter pose, so rolling the shoulders back, tuck the back toes as we lift the hips up, straighten that right foot, and start to bring that left heel down. Inhaling, lengthening in your spine. Exhale, start to fall over that right foot, releasing now the right hamstring, releasing that left hip flexor, and opening up in the lower back as we bend down to protect that lower back after our back bend. Very nice. And then starting to bend that right knee. Bring that left foot forward to meet that right foot. Let's bring that energy up again. And then fall over into your forward fold. Slight bend in the knees here as you swoop the arms back up to the sky. One last time, reaching for the energy of the cosmos and bringing that into your heart. Let's take a few breaths here. Connect into that heart space. Notice the difference in your hips. Notice the difference in your legs. Notice the difference in your shoulders. Maybe you want to stand up a little bit taller. Maybe you feel a little more expansive. Maybe you feel a little more grounded, like standing is just a little bit easier. And connecting one more time with that heart. Big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Thank you so much for being here with me in that little flow. I hope you enjoyed the sequence and got a little bit of an extra heart opening out of it. Namaste.